that's it for me. Laura, what have you seen lately?
I saw Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, God, I totally forgot to talk about
when it played here
that.
at the IU Cinema.
I'll talk about this, too. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. I thought Amy Acker and Alexis Denisof did such a nice job with the lead characters. It's a play that I've enjoyed for a long time now, and I really liked this particular interpretation and this staging of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had I don't know. I must have read it in high school, I think, but I had never seen a performed version of it. And I loved it. Mm-hmm. I loved it. I usually have a problem with like the Shakespearean dialogue. Like I usually don't. It's really hard for me to pick up on it because it'll be like I'll be trying to figure out what the last line meant, and then they'll go to the next line and the next line and the next line. I'm like, whoa, I'm lost. That only happened a couple times in this one.
Yeah,
but for the most part, it worked for me.
Yeah, I think the staging has a lot to do with it. And it's also a very funny film because their barbs back and forth, the lead characters, Beatrice and Benedict, they have a lot of wit, and their insults at each other are really funny. Yeah. And I thought the way that it was staged was really smart, where they kept their American accents, and there was a lot of physicality in their performance that also helped communicate that interaction. So even if you got lost in the language, you still got the gist through Amy Acker's expressions and things like that. Yeah.
Also, Alexis Denisof, I think, is wildly undersold as a physical comedian. He could be the next Charlie Chaplin if we were still making silent movies. He really could be. He's that good in this movie. This whole scene, there's this whole bit where he's sort of talking to himself about like the plot of the story is basically the two different groups of people are trying to get these two to fall in love with each other. And so what they do is they sort of let the person overhear that, oh, yeah, that girl said she was totally in love with him. I don't get it, but I guess that's true. And then, her friends sort of let her overhear, oh, yeah, he totally said he was in love with her. And so as he has heard that she is in love with him, and so he's like trying to play it up a little bit and like, acting like he's working out really strong. And it's just this adorable bit. And I loved that part of it. Nathan Fillion cannot go unmentioned, though.
Oh, no. He was so well cast.
He was perfect in that. And it's sort of – I don't know if in the play, is he an actual police officer of some kind or some kind of town watch or something?
Yeah, so he is in a position of authority. I don't know if he's exactly a police officer, but he's like an inspector. Yeah. And he is a fool. Yes. And Nathan Fillion really hit it just perfectly, the tone of that character and how sort of self-absorbed and oblivious that character is. Yeah.
Well, the other thing that I noticed, he's wearing clothes that are like 2 sizes too big. I don't know how many people noticed that, but just as a person who has shopped for suits recently, I noticed that his suit coat was just way too big on him, just way too big. His shirt as well. Also, his tie only went to about there. So it was just really funny. Also, a couple of guys that I recognized from another thing, the 2 guys who were sort of his lieutenants, the younger guys who sort of caught them. I don't remember their names, but they are sort of a comedy duo. Yes. And they were in another film that I saw called Searching for Sunny, which is brilliant. Great film that I saw at Indie Film Fest last year. And those 2 guys were in that. But it's a lot of fun if you're a Joss Whedon fan to kind of pick out all the people from the different things, because pretty much every single one of those people has worked with him before in some format or another. I mean, would the film be as good as if Alexis Denisof and Amy Acker hadn't worked for like 5 years together on Angel to sort of build that chemistry? I don't know. But I'm happy that it worked because it's a really kind of great performance between the 2 of them to kind of make all that come together. So,
yeah, I really think the sort of chemistry of the whole cast as being friends and the fact that it was filmed in Joss Whedon's house and there's this sense of playfulness really lent itself to the staging of the play.
Yeah, absolutely. Reed Diamond also in this, Jason, our old pal from Homicide, Life on the Street.
Interesting.
Yeah. A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.